linebacker.
He's pretty good.
For the Indianapolis Colts said, well, here we go again. 5 years with the Colts, 5 different QBs, and you see his feelings about Carson Wentz thanking his former quarterback for his service this past year as they moved on from the former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, trading him to the Washington Commanders for two third-round
name
picks.
The quarterbacks, the starting quarterbacks? For the Colts.
I don't know. Can you?
Nah.
No, they
5 quarterbacks in 5 seasons.
Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers was in there.
Brissett. Jacoby Brissett.
The Brisket
Oh, yeah.
is in there.
Jacoby Brisket.
What's my dude's name who played at Wisconsin?
Could not tell you.
But man.
It's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
That's part of the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're the Colts, there's a lot of teams out there just like the Colts.
Scott Tolzien.
There you go. That feel that they are one quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. If you look at teams like the Los Angeles Rams, they felt that way. They went out, addressed it, and boom, they won a Super Bowl.
They also got Odell Beckham, but.
They felt that the biggest need
they needed
was
a quarterback. You're right.
Quarterback.
Right.
You know, the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Look at what their situation was 24 hours ago, and they were like, well, we can't get Aaron Rodgers. Who are we going to get? Russell Wilson.
Yep.
There are teams out there like the Colts, the Bucks, 49ers, Steelers, Colts, Titans that, are those teams one quarterback away? Maybe there's one that I didn't mention there that might be a quarterback away from competing.
I mean, I think before this morning I would have said, I think there's the teams that are on the hunt for quarterbacks. I think the Panthers, the Saints, Bucks, and, obviously Seattle. But, a quarterback that's really been thrown around is Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
And so I think, I know Seattle and the Panthers have been really interested in him, but I think he would actually do really well in Seattle. I mean, I think, you have playmakers like DK Metcalf.
Yep.
You've got Tyler Lockett, and he's a quarterback that's really proven himself. So I think if they can get a quarterback like Deshaun, I think I don't know. Seattle, they're struggling a little bit, but I think it would definitely help.
Deshaun was a top 5 quarterback in the league before he decided to sit out over the controversy that's going on with him. And Seattle now has a ton of capital to be able to make some moves to get a guy like that. If we're talking about teams that need QBs, the Niners, and they've got a really good piece because Jimmy G is probably the best available quarterback on the market right now. And so they could shop him around and try to figure out what their next move is. I don't know if they're going to like Lance or not, but that's a team that you feel like is one quarterback away. The Colts absolutely were a quarterback away. It's the reason why they shipped out Carson Wentz. So they're trying to figure out what they want to do moving on from him. But if he could effectively throw the football, they had a strong run game, they got a good defense, and they didn't make the playoffs because that guy stinks. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 4 or 5 teams that are one quarterback away to be in a situation like the Rams were in. And I think if you look at the market now for quarterbacks, with Russell Wilson being moved and with Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay, those are 2 of the biggest dominoes to fall. So you look at what's available, Jimmy G, as you mentioned, but after that, you have Mitchell Trubisky.
Well, now
and
the conversation.
Trubisky is starting to be considered a starter as your QB1. That's when you know it's slim
People are going to think I'm a Trubisky apologist, especially after yesterday. But the conversation around NFL circles is that his time in Buffalo, he was the backup that everybody would want. He's another coach in the meeting room. He developed a skill set. They think he can be a serviceable starter. Not a Super Bowl not a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, but a guy who can go out there and win you some football games. But that goes to show where the state of the quarterback market is too, because I know a lot of people aren't very high on it.
I don't hate anything you just said. But if you're one of those teams that I mentioned that it's like, it's Super Bowl or bust for me.
Right.
We have the other pieces. If you're the Steelers, you're like, we have the wide receivers. We have the running back and Najee Harris. We have a defense that's led by TJ Watt. We just need a guy that can throw the football. I'm not looking at Mitchell Trubisky as that option.
So you think Jimmy G is the best option right now?
Well, I think you make calls.
I
think you call Arizona.
Because if you don't get
Murray?
Jimmy G and you're one of those teams, you're left either waiting a year for a quarterback, you're drafting one this year. In this year's quarterback draft class, a lot of the experts are saying it's not that great.
Who do you think is the best one?
Kenny Pickett's a guy. Malik Willis had a really good combine, though. I think teams are a lot higher on him right now.
Lots of skills.
Matt Corral, I don't know where you go if you're looking for a quarterback in the draft, though. So that'd be interesting.